Hey everyone, and welcome to our deep dive today. We're going to be diving into something that I think affects probably all of us in some way,
Yeah.
and that's package delivery.
Mm.
But we're adding in a really cool twist, and that is AI.
Right.
So buckle up as we unpack how artificial intelligence is totally changing the game in small parcel shipping.
Yeah, it's a pretty exciting field.
Yeah.
Lots of really cool stuff happening.
So the jumping off point for this deep dive is an article called Navigating the Maze, The Rise of AI in Small Parcel Shipping.
Good.
And it gives this really fascinating picture of how AI is making shipping faster, cheaper, and way more efficient.
Yeah.
We're talking like super optimized delivery routes, predicting those crazy demand spikes before they even happen, and even some really helpful stuff,
Yeah.
like automated claims if something goes wrong with your package.
It's pretty amazing to think about just how much the industry has transformed.
Right.
We've come a long way from those old school manual processes to a world where machine learning and natural language processing are practically running the show behind the scenes.
It's mind-blowing.
It is.
The article really dives into how this AI revolution is impacting every single stage
Right.
of the shipping process.
Yeah.
One of the biggest things that stood out to me was how AI is tackling that age-old problem of route optimization.
Yeah,
I mean, we've all been there,
for sure.
staring at our tracking number, wondering if our package is ever going to arrive.
Yeah. It's like, where is this thing?
Exactly.
It's not just about getting packages from point A to point B anymore. AI is taking a much more sophisticated approach. It's analyzing tons of data in real time.
Okay.
Things like traffic patterns, weather conditions, even construction zones,
Oh, wow.
to find the most efficient routes possible.
So it's not just like a superpowered GPS. There's some serious intelligence going on behind the scenes.
Exactly. We're talking about algorithms that can adapt on the fly.
Wow.
Factoring in all sorts of variables to ensure those delivery trucks are taking the smartest routes possible.
That's got to be saving companies a ton of money.
Right.
On fuel costs alone, not to mention reducing delivery times.
Absolutely. And from an environmental perspective,
Right.
those optimized routes mean fewer emissions, which is a huge win for sustainability.
Okay, so optimized routes are cool, but this is where I think it gets really fascinating. The article talks about how AI is being used to actually predict demand fluctuations. How is that even possible?
It's all about data. AI is incredibly good at finding patterns in massive data sets. Think about all the information that's out there. Historical shipping data, current trends, even social media buzz.
Wow.
AI can analyze all of that to forecast those spikes in orders before they even happen.
So it's not just about anticipating the holiday rush.
Right.
It's about being prepared for any unexpected surge in demand, whether it's a flash sale or a viral product launch or something like that.
Precisely. And that level of foresight allows companies to optimize everything from warehouse staffing to inventory levels,
Wow.
so they can handle those fluctuations without missing a beat.
And smoother operations on their end probably translate to smoother deliveries and maybe even lower prices for us.
That's the idea. When companies can anticipate demand, they can avoid those bottlenecks and inefficiencies that often drive up costs.
Now let's talk about something that I think will resonate with anyone who's ever had a package go astray.
Oh, yeah.
We've all been there, right?
Totally.
The frustration, the endless phone calls to customer service.
Right.
But the article highlights how AI is stepping in to make those dreaded claims and refund processes so much easier.
It's an area where AI is making a huge difference for both customers and businesses.
Okay.
Imagine this. Your package is delayed. And before you even have a chance to pick up the phone, the system automatically detects the issue, files a claim on your behalf, and issues a refund.
Wow, that would be incredible. No more navigating those complicated online forms or waiting on hold for hours. That alone would be a game changer.
Yeah, for sure.
But I'm also curious about the types of claims AI can handle. Is it limited to just simple delays, or can it handle more complex situations like damaged packages or lost items?
That's a great question. AI is constantly learning and evolving, and we're seeing it being applied to a wider range of claim scenarios.
Okay.
Some systems can even analyze images of damaged packages to assess the extent of the damage and automatically determine the appropriate compensation.
So it's not just about automating the process, it's about making it more accurate and efficient as well.
Right.
What stands out to you as the most impactful aspect of AI-powered claims?
I think it's the potential for AI to not only resolve individual claims, but to actually prevent future issues from happening in the first place.
Okay.
By analyzing patterns in claims data, AI can identify recurring problems, whether it's a particular delivery route that's prone to delays
Hmm.
or a specific type of packaging that's easily damaged.
So it's like AI is learning from its mistakes
Yeah.
and constantly improving the system as a whole.
Exactly. And that continuous learning loop is what makes AI so powerful. It's not just about fixing problems, it's about preventing them from happening in the first place. It's really shifting the focus from reactive problem solving
Wow.
to proactive prevention,
Yeah.
which is a huge step forward.
Yeah, I see what you mean. It's like AI is becoming a partner in improving the whole shipping ecosystem.
Hmm.
But all this talk about efficiency and automation makes me wonder about the human side of things.
Right.
The article touches on AI-powered chatbots that can provide customer support.
Yeah.
But what about the people who are actually working alongside these AI systems every day? How is AI impacting their jobs?
That's a crucial question. It's easy to get caught up in the technology itself,
Yeah.
but we can't forget about the human element.
Right. Yeah.
And the reality is that AI is changing the nature of work and shipping. But it's not necessarily replacing humans altogether.
So it's more about collaboration than replacement.
Exactly. Think of it as augmenting human capabilities.
Hmm.
AI can handle those repetitive, data-heavy tasks,
Hmm.
freeing up human workers to focus on things that require creativity, problem-solving. Those uniquely human skills that AI can't replicate.
So, for example, instead of spending hours manually tracking shipments or sifting through data to identify potential issues,
Right.
those tasks could be automated by AI, allowing workers to focus on things like customer relations, strategic planning,
Yeah.
or even developing new and innovative shipping solutions.
Precisely. It's about leveraging AI to make those human roles more impactful and fulfilling.
But what about specific job roles that are highly vulnerable to automation?
Okay.
I'm thinking of things like data entry package sorting,
Yeah.
even some aspects of delivery driving. How do we address those concerns?
It's a valid concern, and it's something that the industry is grappling with. One approach is upskilling and retraining workers, equipping them with the skills they need to thrive in this new AI-driven landscape. For example, a truck driver, whose role might be impacted by autonomous vehicles, could be trained to operate or maintain those vehicles.
So it's about adapting and evolving alongside the technology.
Exactly. And it's not just the responsibility of individual companies. Governments and educational institutions also have a role to play in providing the resources and training programs that workers need to make this transition.
It sounds like a collaborative effort is needed to ensure that the benefits of AI are shared by everyone, not just a select few.
I think that's key.
Okay, let's shift gears for a moment and talk about the financial side of all this.
Okay.
Implementing AI technology sounds expensive.
Yeah.
How are companies justifying these investments?
It's a fair question, but the reality is that the potential return on investment for AI and shipping is huge. Think about all the cost savings we've already discussed. Optimized routes, reduced fuel consumption,
Right.
fewer errors, more efficient claims processing.
Yeah.
Those all add up to significant financial gains.
So those cost savings aren't just hypothetical. They're actually making a real impact on companies' bottom lines.
Absolutely. And it's not just about cutting costs. AI can also help companies generate new revenue streams by creating more efficient and personalized shipping experiences that attract and retain customers.
So it's good double win, reducing costs and increasing revenue.
Exactly. And as AI technology becomes more accessible and affordable, we can expect to see even wider adoption across the industry.
Now let's broaden our perspective a bit and think about the global impact of AI in shipping.
Okay.
We know that e-commerce is booming worldwide.
Yeah.
So how is AI helping to connect businesses and consumers across borders?
That's a fascinating area where AI is playing a crucial role. One example is in language translation.
Okay.
AI-powered tools are breaking down communication barriers, making it easier for businesses to interact with customers and partners who speak different languages.
So no more struggling to decipher those confusing tracking updates from overseas shipments.
Exactly. And AI can also help navigate those complex customs regulations and streamline international shipping processes,
Wow.
making global trade faster and more efficient.
It sounds like AI is becoming the ultimate global connector. But as we embrace all these amazing possibilities, we also need to be mindful of the potential downsides.
Right.
The article briefly mentions data security and privacy concerns.
Yeah, that's a big one.
What are some of the steps that companies are taking to address those issues?
Data security is paramount, especially when dealing with sensitive customer information like addresses payment details,
Right.
even purchase history.
Hmm.
Companies are investing heavily in cybersecurity measures to protect that data,
Okay.
including encryption access controls and regular security audits.
So it's about building those safeguards into the system from the ground up.
Absolutely. And it's also about being transparent with customers about how their data is being used
Right.
and giving them control over their privacy settings.
That's reassuring to hear. Now, I'm curious about what the future holds for AI in shipping. The article touches on some really futuristic concepts,
Yeah.
like autonomous delivery vehicles and swarm robotics. What are some other exciting developments on the horizon?
One area that I'm particularly excited about is the potential of AI to create a more sustainable and environmentally friendly shipping industry.
Okay.
We've already talked about how AI can optimize routes to reduce fuel consumption,
Right.
but it goes far beyond that. AI can also play a role in developing new packaging materials,
Oh.
optimizing warehouse energy usage, and even designing entire supply chains with sustainability in mind.
So it's not just about making shipping more efficient, it's about making it more responsible as well.
Exactly.
What are some concrete examples of how AI is being used to promote sustainability in shipping?
One example is the use of AI to optimize packaging size and materials.
Okay.
By analyzing the dimensions and weight of products, AI can determine the most efficient way to package them, reducing waste and minimizing the amount of packaging material needed.
That makes sense. And I've also heard about companies using AI to design more fuel-efficient delivery routes that take into account things like traffic patterns and elevation changes.
That's right. And we're even seeing AI being used to develop entirely new delivery methods like drone delivery and autonomous robots, which have the potential to significantly reduce emissions compared to traditional delivery trucks.
It's amazing to think about how AI is transforming not just the way packages are shipped, but also the environmental impact of the entire shipping industry.
It's a powerful example of how technology can be used to create a more sustainable future. And as consumers become more environmentally conscious,
Yeah.
we can expect to see even greater demand for eco-friendly shipping options, which will further drive innovation in this area.
I'm also intrigued by the concept of hyper-personalization in shipping.
Okay.
What does that look like in practice?
Imagine receiving a notification that your package is being delivered by bicycle because you've opted for a carbon-neutral shipping option. Or maybe you prefer to have your packages delivered to a secure locker instead of your doorstep. AI can tailor those delivery options to your individual preferences, creating a truly personalized experience.
It's like AI is taking all the hassle and guesswork out of shipping and
Yeah.
making it a seamless, customizable experience.
Yeah,
But all this personalization raises questions about data privacy.
right.
How can companies collect and use all this information about our preferences
Mhm.
without compromising our privacy?
That's a valid concern, and it's something that companies need to be very transparent about. Consumers need to be informed about what data is being collected, how it's being used, and what control they have over their own data.
It's about striking that balance between personalization and privacy. Consumers want that convenience and customization,
Right.
but they also want to know that their data is being handled responsibly.
Exactly. And it's not just about legal compliance. It's about building trust with customers. Companies that are open and transparent about their data practices are more likely to gain the trust and loyalty of their customers.
You know, as we're talking about all these advancements, it's easy to get caught up in the excitement of what AI can do.
Yeah.
But I think it's important to pause for a moment
Yeah.
and consider the potential risks and challenges as well.
Absolutely. No technology is without its risks, and AI is no exception.
Right.
We need to be mindful of the potential for bias in AI algorithms, the ethical implications of using AI to make decisions that impact people's lives, and the need for ongoing monitoring and oversight to ensure that AI is being used responsibly and ethically.
Those are all crucial considerations. It's like we're navigating uncharted territory, and we need to proceed with caution and foresight.
Precisely. It's not just about embracing the possibilities of AI. It's about understanding the potential pitfalls and working to mitigate those risks.
Yeah.
And that requires a collaborative effort between industry leaders, policymakers, researchers, and the public.
It's a reminder that AI is not a silver bullet.
Right.
It's a powerful tool that can be used for good or for ill. And it's up to us to shape its development and deployment in a way that benefits society as a whole.
That's a great point.
Well, this conversation has been incredibly insightful.
It has.
I feel like we've only just scratched the surface of this vast and complex topic.
Yeah.
What are some of the key takeaways that you hope our listeners will remember from this deep dive?
I think the biggest takeaway is that AI is no longer a futuristic concept in shipping. It's a reality that's already transforming the industry in profound ways, making it faster, more efficient, more customer-centric, and even more sustainable.
It's like AI is weaving itself into the very fabric of the shipping industry, from the way packages are sorted and routed to the way we track and receive those packages.
Exactly. And as AI continues to evolve, we can expect even more groundbreaking innovations in the years to come.
It's an exciting time to be following these advancements, and I'm eager to see what the future holds.
Me too.
Yeah, it really feels like we're on the cusp of a whole new era in shipping.
Yeah.
And AI is leading the charge.
Mm-hmm.
Before we wrap up our deep dive, I wanted to circle back to some of those almost sci-fi ideas we touched on earlier.
Okay.
The article mentioned things like autonomous delivery vehicles and swarm robotics.
Right.
Are those concepts really as close as they seem?
It's closer than you might think. We're already seeing pilot programs for drone delivery in various parts of the world,
Okay.
and companies are actively developing self-driving trucks and delivery robots.
Wow.
It's not just a matter of the technology itself, it's also about working through the regulatory and logistical challenges.
So those self-driving delivery trucks, are they going to be like the ones we see in those futuristic movies? Completely driverless?
Some companies are aiming for full autonomy, while others are taking a more incremental approach,
Okay.
starting with features like automated lane keeping and adaptive cruise control that assist human drivers. It's a complex issue with a lot of factors to consider,
Yeah.
including safety infrastructure and even public perception.
I imagine there will be a period of adjustment as people get used to the idea of sharing the road with these autonomous vehicles.
Absolutely. And that's why it's so important to have open conversations about these developments and address people's concerns. It's not just about the technology itself.
Right.
It's about how that technology is integrated into society.
That makes sense. Now, those swarm robots, I have to admit that concept is both fascinating and a little bit intimidating. Imagine a fleet of tiny robots zipping around our neighborhoods delivering packages. It sounds like something straight out of a science fiction movie.
It does sound futuristic, but the underlying idea is actually quite practical.
Okay.
Swarm robots could be particularly useful in dense urban areas where space is limited and traffic is congested. They could navigate sidewalks and pedestrian zones more easily than larger vehicles, and their small size and electric power would make them a more environmentally friendly option.
It's like they're custom designed for those challenging last-mile delivery scenarios.
Yeah.
But how would these swarm robots coordinate with each other?
Yeah.
And how would they handle things like obstacles or security issues?
That's where the swarm aspect comes in. They would communicate with each other wirelessly,
Okay.
sharing information about their location route and any obstacles they encounter. Think of it like a hive mind, where each robot contributes to the overall intelligence of the swarm.
So it's not just about individual robots.
Yeah.
It's about the collective intelligence of the entire group.
Exactly. And that collective intelligence would allow them to adapt to changing conditions, navigate complex environments, and even learn from each other's experiences.
I'm starting to see how this could be a game changer, especially as cities become more densely populated.
Yeah.
And e-commerce continues to grow.
Right.
But all this talk about automation and robots makes me wonder about the future of human workers in the shipping industry.
Yeah,
Are there any new job roles emerging as a result of AI?
absolutely. While some traditional jobs may be impacted by automation, AI is also creating new opportunities that require specialized skills. For example, there's a growing demand for AI specialists who can design, develop, and maintain these complex AI systems.
So these are the people who are essentially building the brains behind the operation.
Exactly. They're the architects of the AI revolution in shipping. And there's also a need for data scientists who can analyze the massive amounts of data generated by these systems and extract valuable insights to optimize efficiency and performance.
It sounds like a whole new ecosystem of jobs is emerging around AI and shipping.
Yeah.
But what about the people who are already working in the industry? How can they adapt to these changes and ensure their skills remain relevant?
It's a critical question. Lifelong learning and upskilling are more important than ever. In this rapidly evolving landscape, companies, governments, and educational institutions all have a role to play in providing workers with the training and resources they need to thrive in this AI-driven future.
So it's not just about learning new technical skills.
Right.
It's also about developing those uniquely human skills
Yeah.
that AI can't replicate. Things like critical thinking, problem solving, creativity, communication.
Exactly. Those human skills will become even more valuable as AI takes over routine tasks, allowing workers to focus on higher-level functions that require human ingenuity and empathy.
It's like AI is pushing us to evolve and elevate our own capabilities.
That's a good way to put it.
Well, we've covered an incredible amount of ground in this deep dive. I feel like we've gone from the nuts and bolts of AI-powered route optimization all the way to the philosophical implications of a future where robots are delivering our packages.
It's been quite a journey, and I think it highlights the far-reaching impact of AI on not just the shipping industry, but on our lives as a whole.
As we wrap up, what are some of the key takeaways that you hope our listeners will remember about this AI revolution in shipping?
First and foremost, I think it's important to remember that AI is not a threat. It's an opportunity. It's a tool that we can use to make shipping faster, more efficient, more sustainable, and even more enjoyable for everyone involved.
It's about leveraging the power of AI to enhance our own capabilities and create a better future for the shipping industry and for society as a whole.
Exactly. And it's also important to remember that this is just the beginning.
Right.
The field of AI is constantly evolving, and we can expect even more groundbreaking innovations in the years to come. It's an exciting time to be witnessing this transformation unfold.
Well, on that note, we've reached the end of our deep dive into the world of AI in shipping. I hope you found it as fascinating and thought-provoking as we did.
It's been a pleasure.
Thanks for joining us, and until next time, keep exploring.